Hello everyone, welcome back to another Project Gladiator Wednesday update. Today I'll be covering the weather for the rest of the week of December 13th until December 17th. So starting off with the outlooks for the rest of this week. For today, we aren't really expected to see any severe thunderstorms, but we are expected to see some general thunderstorms and some rain showers for some of the southern Rockies and into the high plains and central plains. This is due to a low pressure system in the southern Rockies into New Mexico, which is advecting into the central plains and southern Rockies, leading to those rain showers, and that is expected to lead to quite a bit of rain showers and some general thunderstorms, as well as maybe the possibility of some flash flooding across the southern central plains and into the Mississippi River Valley for the rest of this week, but more information on that later. For tomorrow, or the 14th, we are expected to see a little bit of a general thunderstorm risk for southern California or southern Florida and the Keys, as well as a area for southern Texas, as well as a fairly large area for New Mexico, Oklahoma Panhandle into western Oklahoma, and the majority of western Texas into central Texas. This is also due to that low pressure system, which is advecting into the central plains. Um, and then for our day 3 outlook, which is the 15th, we are going to continue to see the threat for general thunderstorms. We aren't expected to see severe thunderstorms, just general thunderstorms and rain showers for central Texas into western Texas or eastern Texas and southern Louisiana. And for day 4 to day 8 outlook, we currently don't have anything forecasted. Taking a look at our WPC outlook, starting off with our excessive rainfall forecast. For today, we do have a marginal threat for southern Florida into some of the Florida Keys. Then for tomorrow, we are expected to see a little bit more of a greater flash flooding threat, a slight risk for southern Florida in that same general area for the Miami metro area, as well as a marginal threat for flash flooding for southwestern Oklahoma into western and north central Texas due to those rain showers in the central plains. And then for day 3, we are expected to see that marginal threat shift eastward into western Texas or eastern Texas, as well as a marginal threat for southern Florida and the Florida Keys. And then for day 4 outlook, we are expected to see a slight risk for the vast majority of the Florida Peninsula, as well as a marginal threat for southern Louisiana. And then for day 5 outlook, we are expected to see a slight risk for eastern North Carolina into parts of northern South Carolina and southern Virginia, with a fairly large marginal threat around that for a very good portion of the eastern coast, anywhere from northern Florida into southern New Jersey and southern Pennsylvania. And then we also have a marginal threat for flash flooding for the coast of California there and going into Northern California. And then for our winter weather outlooks for the rest of this week, for today, we are expected to see quite a bit of heavy snow for southern Colorado into northern New Mexico. That is due to that low pressure system, which is advecting into the Central Plains and southern Rockies. And then for tomorrow, it doesn't look like we are expected to have any heavy snow forecasted. Then for day 3 outlook, still no heavy snow. And we are expected to see some snow pick back up for our day 5 to day 6 or day 7 outlooks. For day 5, we could see some heavy snow for some of the upper regions in west or eastern California. And then we are expected to see snow continue to pick back up more towards the north for California and for more of the northwest, and then a little bit of heavy snow for the New England corridor. And then for day 7, we are expected to continue to see snow for eastern Texas or eastern California into northern California and the northwest. Taking a look at the frontal systems that we are expected to see this week, this is going to be a general overview of what I'm going to be covering as far as the weather for the rest of the week. So, for Thursday, we are expected to see a low pressure system in the southern Rockies, which is going to continue to advect into the central plains, the high plains, and the southern Rockies, leading to a mix of snow and heavy rainfall. And eventually, this is going to continue to move eastward and translate a little bit northward into the southern central plains and develop a cold front and continue to advect rain showers into the southern half of the Central Plains, into the Central Plains. Around Friday is going to be towards the center, and then around Saturday is going to be moving into the western Central Plains and into the Midwest and the Mississippi River Valley. And then we are expected to see a second shortwave trough with a little bit of a weak cold front attached to that, which is going to be bringing some colder air down from the north, bringing temperatures down below freezing again after we are expected to see them warm up towards the next couple of weeks or next couple of days, and that's going to be leading to some rain showers for the northern Midwest and into the Ohio River Valley. And this is going to be somewhat separate from this low pressure system down to the south. And eventually that southern low pressure system is going to move into the Gulf of Mexico, and then we are expected to see another low pressure system develop ahead of that. Those two low pressure systems are kind of going to conjoin together, and this low pressure system is expected to ride up along the coast, bringing heavy rain showers and the potential for flash flooding, as well as maybe even some snow next week for the New England corridor, and maybe even the small possibility of some severe thunderstorms. And then that's not it as far as rain showers. We are expected to see the possibility of some rain showers for California for Saturday into Sunday, as we are expected to see a little bit of a tropical wave impact the western coast. Taking a look at our weather model, starting off with our Jetstream pattern in our 500 millibars like we usually do. Um, you can see that area of low pressure in the southern central plain or southern Rockies, which is advecting into the southern Rockies and into the central plains. That is leading to a mix of heavy snow and some rain showers for the Rockies in southern Colorado and northern New Mexico, with more rain showers further to the east. And that's going to continue to advect possibly as far north as Nebraska in South Dakota, where we could see some rain showers, with of course the heaviest being down towards the south. And that is going to develop into a little bit of a cold front, but we aren't really expected to see anything too crazy with that. And again, that's going to continue advect rain showers into the central plains and into the Midwest. And then that low pressure system is expected to kind of move into the Gulf of Mexico here. Um, as well as we are expected to see that other low pressure system come out of the north, which is going to kind of conjoin, but not really. They're still going to stay separate low pressure systems, but they are going to kind of act together. And this low pressure system has the possibility of either moving down to the south into the southern central plains, getting close to the Gulf of Mexico, or it could stay up towards the north and mostly stay in the Ohio River Valley, leading to some rain showers in the Ohio River Valley. Either or, we are expected to see some rain showers for the Ohio River Valley because of this, but it could either stay up to the north or go down to the south and kind of conjoin with this mess down here. And again, as mentioned previously, we are expected to see a little bit of a tropical disturbance develop ahead of the low pressure system that is going to be making its way into the Gulf of Mexico. These are going to kind of conjoin, and they are going to mostly conjoin. They aren't really going to stay separate from each other, and those are going to ride up along the eastern half of the United States. You can see that first low pressure system kind of being a slingshot down towards Florida and out into the Atlantic Ocean. And this low pressure system is going to be riding up along the eastern half of the United States. This could either take one of two approaches. This could either ride more inland towards Tennessee and the Appalachian Mountains, or could stay mostly to the coast. Either or, this is still expected to bring quite a bit of rainfall to the eastern half of the United States, and the possibility of flash flooding, as well as the small possibility of severe weather, and I will be getting into that later. And then again, for the rain showers that we are expected to possibly see for California, we are expected to see a little bit of a low pressure system. It does look like two main low pressure systems are expected to develop, and that is expected to advect a trough onto California, and that's going to be leading to quite a bit of rain showers, as well as the possibility of some snow in some of the more upper regions towards the east, and up into Washington and Oregon, leading to the small possibility of some flash flooding. Taking a look at our composite reflectivity, we're going to be going over the when and where you should be able to see our rain showers for the rest of this week. So starting off with the low pressure system that is advecting into the high plains, the central plains, and the Rocky Mountains. We are expected to see that move more into the central plains and impact areas like Wichita, Oklahoma City, and central Texas, and potentially the Dallas region. Um, Mostly around the 15th, which is going to be on Friday. And then from there, everything is going to move pretty quickly. We are expected to see that low pressure system come out of the north and begin developing rain showers as well as some snow showers for the northern Midwest and northern Central Plains on the 15th as well, impacting regions like uh, that major city in South Dakota that I can't pronounce, Minneapolis, and Wisconsin, Upper Peninsula of Michigan, Minnesota, and North Dakota. And then that low pressure, those two systems are kind of going to conjoin, but still stay separate low pressure systems from each other, and again lead to quite a bit of heavy snow for the north there. Um, and then we are expected to see that low pressure system develop into in the Gulf of Mexico and start impacting the deep south around the 13th. Wait, around the 16th, which is going to be on Saturday, and then on Sunday, um, those systems are kind of just going to conjoin, and we are expected to see a ton of rain showers, quite a bit of heavy rain for a very large portion of the eastern half of the United States. And again, the threat for flash flooding does exist with this because of how much rain we are seeing. Um, this is going to impact cities such as Montgomery, Atlanta, Columbia, Charlotte, Nashville, Knoxville, St. Louis, Louisville, Cincinnati, possibly Columbus, Chicago, Richmond, Virginia Beach, Washington, D.C., and other areas around that area. And on Sunday, it is expected to push out of South Carolina and out of the deep south and ride more towards the central and northern eastern coast and continue into next week. And then we can also take a look at the timing that we are expected to see as far as the rain showers for California. We are expected to see those begin sometime on the 16th into the 17th, the 16th being Saturday and the 17th being Sunday, and those are expected to continue into next week. Taking a look at our supercell composite, I'm going to be going over the possibility of severe thunderstorms regarding this low pressure system on mostly Sunday and possibly Saturday. On it does look to be mostly Sunday that we could see the possibility of severe thunderstorms. On the 17th, we are expected to see quite a bit of supercell composite models indicating that we may be able to see the threat for severe thunderstorms across a very large portion of Florida. However, these supercell composite models are indicating a fairly low-end threat for severe thunderstorms. So we aren't really expected to see anything too crazy as far as severe thunderstorms. Um, if that even get if we even do see the possibility of severe thunderstorms to begin with, again, this is still a little bit more of a slimmer possibility, but we are expected to see this low pressure system pull in quite a bit of moisture and heat and instability from the Atlantic Ocean, leading to a little bit of a sliver of instability, which will ride up along the eastern coast on Sunday, anywhere from Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina along the coastal regions. We could see the possibility of a low-end threat for severe thunderstorms because of this low pressure system, and we are expected to see quite a bit of directional shear from this low pressure system. So with whatever weak instability that we may have, we may be able to see the possibility of a very low end tornado threat with this along the eastern coast. Taking a look at our temperatures, we're going to be focusing on how we are expected to see our temperatures change due to the rain showers as well as that small cold blast out of the north. We are expected to see some fairly colder temperatures across the central plains due to those rain showers. We could see temperatures drop as low as the 40s because of those rain showers, as well as that cold front. And then in the north, with that cold blast, before that impacts, we are expected to see it warm up just a tad in the northern half of the United States, with temperatures that are going to be getting as high as the upper 30s and low 40s, possibly getting close to the low 50s as far north as Minnesota and South Dakota. On the 14th, however, that is going to change pretty quickly as we see that that low pressure system pull down a ton of cold air behind it, bringing temperatures that are going to be getting below freezing for the northern half of the United States. That is going to continue to push into the eastern half of the United States and bring quite a bit of cold temperatures, with temperatures that could be getting below freezing at night as far south as Arkansas and Tennessee. Um, and that is expected to continue into next week, where it is expected to warm up a little bit by the end of next week. Um, but overall, we aren't really expected to see too many impacts. Uh, Too many impacts with this low pressure system. We may be able to see it warm up a little bit across the eastern coast, just for a couple of hours as that low pressure system rides up along the eastern half of the United States. That's because it is pulling in a lot of heat from the Atlantic Ocean. So we may be able to see some warmer temperatures along the coast for a brief amount of time, probably no longer than a few hours during Sunday. Taking a look at our dew points, I'm just going to be focusing really quickly on how our moisture plume is expected to be impacted by by these systems. So we are expected to see the majority of our moisture being cleared out into the Atlantic Ocean by the end of this week and into the start of next week because of these systems. However, sometime next week we are expected to see ample moisture return back to the central plains. It is going to be fairly weak though, with temperatures or dew points that are going to be ranging anywhere from the mid to low 50s and into the upper 40s in the central plains by next week, and dew points that are going to be getting into the low 60s in southern Texas. However, because we are looking into next week, these models aren't really the most accurate that far out, so we will have to wait and see by next week for the next weekly overlook. Taking a look at our total snowfall accumulation, we're going to be primarily focusing on how much snowfall we are expected to see fall in total by the end of this week. So the primary locations where we are expected to see snowfall is going to be in the Rocky Mountains, mostly around southern Colorado into northern New Mexico, possibly pushing into parts of western Kansas and western Oklahoma, and maybe even into Utah. And then we are expected to see quite a bit of heavy snow because of that cold blast that's going to be coming out of the north in the northern Midwest into the northern Central Plains. Anywhere for North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, and the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And then we may be able to see a little bit of light snow for some areas in the New England corridor, anywhere from Maine into New Hampshire, Vermont, and New York, as well as some parts of northern Washington, as well as this little peninsula for Washington. Now that I've told you the weather, please go down to the description and check out the socials for Project Gladiator and join the Discord for any updates on Project Gladiator. And if you have any questions or if you notice anything might have been wrong with this forecast or you would like to leave a suggestion, please leave a comment. Two other channels that I highly suggest you check out are One Nation Weather and Weather Watcher. They also make amazing content if you're interested in more weather content. So hopefully I'll be able to see you guys on Sunday with a weekly overlook.